here. I know I wanted to push back today. Amy, I almost did. And then everyone's like, no, no, don't change the time on us. Okay. All right. Go ahead and lay on your back for me, everybody. And just put your bring your knees into your chest and just take that nice little rock from side to side for me. Start to massage that lower back and really just set your intention for me as we go side to side, and think to yourself right here about your breath as you start to press lower back into that mat. You're going to bring your feet flat on that mat. We'll start fairly basic here, but we're going to get right into it. Hands come behind your head. I want you to exhale, lifting on a 2 count, and then inhale, lower down on a 2 count. So we're going to start nice and slow here. What I want you to start to think about is as you exhale and elbows come nice and wide to lift, I want you to think about the tuck happening in your tailbone, belly button's pulling down towards that mat, and you're almost tucking under as you're lifting up, creating that nice rounding motion. So you're going to exhale, lift up on that 2 count, inhale, lower down. Think about your elbows staying nice and wide. And then think to yourself, can I exhale and come up 1 centimeter higher every time as I lower down? Big inhale, exhale, lifting up. You're going to stay here for another 20 seconds. I want it slow and controlled. You're going to stay at the top at about 15 seconds. So you have time right here for about 3 more. Really take your time and lift, almost holding for a second at the top to make sure you're coming up as high as you can. On this next one, I want everyone to stay up at the top for me. Look right between those legs and then reach those hands towards your ankles. You're going to tap left side of that foot, right side. So go into those heel taps here. And what I need you to think about is how high you're staying off of your shoulder blade. So you really want to just be on the bottom of that bra line, lifting up. So the higher that you're going to come up here, the better. And then I want you to reach for those heels, but then I want you to find that extra centimeter. Can you reach towards your pinky toes? You're just waking up your obliques right here. You have about 20 seconds left. Take your time. You're going to come back through center for me. We're going to put those 2 movements together. So you'll have a little bit of love for that neck in the crunch. Then we'll find that reach. So give me 1 more heel tap on each side. Then I want you to come back to center. Bring your hands back behind your head, lower down for me. Exhale, lift on the 2 count, reach your hands, and then I want you to tap right heel, left heel, come back to center, hands come back behind your head. It's slow, so you're not racing to get as many taps in as you can here. I want you to think about every time that you add that crunch back in, you're giving yourself the chance to come up 1 inch higher. When you reach, you're going to feel yourself lifting. Then you'll go for that right heel and that left heel. You'll come back through center, and then your hands come back behind your head. You lower down. Really finding your breath here. Exhale. I know that these are more basic movements, but I want you to think upper abs here and then right into your obliques for me. You have about 10 seconds left. So you're going to go through it 2 more times. You're going to lay all the way down for me, and you're going to reach your hands towards that ceiling in about 5 seconds. So give me 1 more reach towards each heel, and then bring those hands behind your head, lower down. Hands reach up towards that ceiling. Right leg and left leg come into tabletop. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to lift all the way up, look between those legs, go into that alternating dead bug here. Notice our pace is nice and slow. I want you to take the chance to really think about your breath. Inhale, reach, exhale, come back to center. Inhale to reach, exhale to come back to center for me. We've got this. Again, we're going to have 3 movements here, 1, 2, and then we combo it. So think about taking your time and finding your breath right here. You can always lower head, neck, and shoulders down in this dead bug if you need to, and really just focus on your breath, inhaling as you reach in opposition, exhaling as you pull everything back to center. You're going to hold in the center for me after you do 1 more on each side. So really big reach there. Nice. Now hit that right leg 1 more time. Now come back to center, hold for me. Lower head, neck, and shoulders for a second. Bring your hands behind your head. Exhale, lift up, slow bicycles, twist right side, left side, twist right side, then left side. I need you to stay slow and controlled. I want you to keep your breath underneath of you. I want you to feel your abs really starting to fire up, because as you're in that dead bug, you're feeling that length but those lower abs turning on as you pull everything back in. You're back in your obliques here, still feeling some in those upper abs. We're gonna put things together here in a second. So what I want you to think about as you're in this bicycle is exhale, lift, reach, right elbow comes to left knee, left elbow comes to right knee, 10 seconds and we hold center. We're gonna combo those movements. You will have to think about it, at least it's not a Monday, so you've got your minds underneath of you now. In 5, we come back to center. 4, we come back to center. 3 and 2, come back to center. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Reach hands up towards the ceiling. Lift head, neck, and shoulders. That's your break. You're gonna give me a dead bug on each side, and then your hands come right behind your head. You give me 4 taps. 3, 2, 1, back to center, hands reach up. So you're slowing yourself down. You give me a dead bug on each side, hands come behind your head, and then you give me 4 bicycles. You can lower down on the dead bug if you need the rest, and then you'll lift up for your bicycle. 2 different movements here that you're putting together. I want you to almost confuse your mind, like what's happening next? What am I gonna work? Take your time. Think about that muscle memory. 2 of those dead bugs reaching an alternate and opposition, and then you give me those 4 crunches. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep moving here for me. Only 15 seconds. You're probably going to get through it about 2 more times, and then I'm going to have you lay all the way down, bring your knees into your chest for me. So big breath here in this last 8 seconds. Nice, Emma. Toes look great. Keep them pointed. Use your breath for me, friends. 5, 4, you rest in 3, you rest in 2. Everyone, knees come into your chest. We're getting ready for that first hollow body hold. I'm going to set you up in it. So bring your knees into your chest for me. Take a big inhale, lift up into the tightest little ball that you can come into. Extend that right leg, almost like you're externally rotating it, and then extend that opposite left leg. You have the option to keep reaching towards those ankles, option to reach hands behind your head. It's 15 seconds, so I know that you have it. What I want you to think about here is your breath. Don't clench your jaw. Max, bring them down a centimeter. Yes, yes. I don't know if you have your Balas on, but that's miserable if you do. You look great. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. It's a quick transition. I want knees into your chest. Go right into a forearm plank in 3, 2, roll all the way up for me and go right into that forearm plank. Minute hold right here. It's already started, so get in it and don't miss that time. Hollow body hold is hard there. Everyone take a big inhale. Here's what I want you to think about in this forearm plank. Abs are now awake and they're warm. You are going to zip up those inner thighs for me. You're going to press into that mat. I want you to hold center here. Now, before we do any movements, I'm going to give you a break. So I want you to just make it through this first hold. Shoulders, they're right over top of those elbows. Your belly button pulling in towards your spine. Here's where arms start to wake up a little bit right here as abs are nice and warm. You have 20 seconds and that's it. I want you to really think to yourself as you're in this hold, can you take a bigger inhale? On the exhale, can you really contract your abs, pulling elbows towards your toes and breathing for me? You're there. Everybody, 10 seconds, you're gonna find a child's pose and you're gonna take a little bit of a rest before we go into a little bit more forearm plank work and those side planks, staying in those obliques. 8 and 7. In 6, you rest for me. In 5, oh, don't drop knees. 4, 3, 2, first rest right here. Drop knees down, open knees nice and wide. Take a big inhale. I cheated everyone. That was less than a minute, but it will be there. So you're going to be fine. Take the big inhale, walk fingertips to the front of those mats. Here we go. We got two changes, 2 rounds coming your way. Everybody find that forearm plank again. I know it's it's really short break, but I want you to find it. Take the big inhale, find that forearm plank. You're already in that first 30-second hold. We are going to go onto each side. I want everyone to fight right here. Can you make sure you don't drop to your knees? If you need to drop to your knees, drop to your knees, but make sure you don't go into that downward dog or take that rest. In 5 seconds, right hand comes to left elbow. We go into that right side plank in 3. In 2, take right hand to that left elbow, open up onto that left side. Take your time in your transitions. Yes, everyone's hips up nice and high. What perfect. Watch that hand as it lifts up towards that ceiling, because what's going to happen is you're going to want to roll back. So I want you to almost think, I know it sounds weird, but it's almost like you're tucking your tailbone under to keep your hips stacked, keep them nice and high for me. In 5 seconds, slowly come through center so you don't feel like you need a break or you don't feel like you're going to need to fall. You're going to make that equal sign with that left arm, right arm comes up overhead. Go ahead and make that transition and reach that opposite arm to me. Perfect. Now think about, you are zipping inner thighs up right here. You are breathing through this. You can always take a peek at that hand for me, but take a big inhale. As you exhale, you pull belly button in towards your spine. You're breathing for another 15 seconds. You're coming back through that center hold. I'm not cueing the break. We're gonna do it one more time. You have this really strong group on here today. Come back through center and find that hold in 3. Take your time right here. 2, come back to center, take your time and hold. Yes. Really nice. Beautiful, Max. Hold on to this for me. You're in that second round. I know that you have this because we're moving around. We've done these before. I want you to think to yourself as you're in this plank, center plank hold, and you're getting that foundation underneath of you again. Can you contract those abs? Can you make sure you're using your breath? Do not clench your jaw. Only 10 seconds. You're going to come back onto that right side. You're going to have around a minute left. I know that you have this. Here goes that right hand again. Right hand comes to that left elbow. Left elbow opens up. Nobody's dropping to those knees. You have less than a minute of work left. I know you can do this. A child's pose is coming your way. Breathe for me. Take that big inhale. Hips are so high. This looks really, really good. Everyone breathe for me. In 10 seconds, we're coming through center and you're going to be almost out of it. Breathe. 8 and 7. Take your time in your transition. You're warm now. Your shoulders are tired. In 3, transition. In 2, make that equal sign. In 1, open to that opposite side and breathe. Yes, everyone can look and smile at me. Find your breath. Don't clench your jaw. Take the big inhale and then think about, can I lift my hips up any higher? Can I tuck anything? 15 seconds. You're going to come back through center gracefully. Then you're going to find your child's pose. Don't just drop down. Make this count. In 10, in 9, you come back through center first, and then you find your break. In 8, in 7, you had this. 6, hips got higher for everyone. And up. 5, 4, 3, 2, back through center, then find that rest. Thank you. Everyone made it right to the end. Go ahead and press those hips all the way back. Knees open up nice and wide. Really strong right there. Big inhale. Really wiggling fingertips towards the front of that mat. You've got a set of push-ups while you're tired, and then we get into those legs. Set yourself up. 6 hand release push-ups. I want you starting on your toes. You can press back up on those knees. Everybody find that plank and then drop either to the meaty part of your knees if you need to, or stay in that high plank. I want you coming down on a 3 count. So you're going to lower down, 2, 3, release hands, squeeze shoulder blades, exhale, press back up. Yes. Big inhale, down, 2, 3, full release, squeeze shoulder blades, and then exhale, press yourself all the way back up. 4 to go right here. You have it. If you're feeling anything that doesn't feel good and you need to go in your 2 counts down, I'm fine with it. But I really want you to think about exhaling, contracting your abs that are now nice and warm for you as you press up into that push-up. 3 to go for most of you. Hold on to it. If you're going a little bit faster, you're going to keep going until we find that rest. You're coming down to your forearms. We're going to go into some leg work after this. So really make sure shoulders are nice and tired as we go into it. 1 left for most of you. So finish it up right here. Exhale, press yourself up. If you're a little bit behind us, finish it, ignore me, but 3 counts all the way down for this last one. Exhale, press yourself back up. You're going to drop to those knees and you're going to find your cat-cow stretch before we go into those legs. If you did not put your Balas on already, you're going to stick Balas on now. Again, we're staying on that mat right now, going a little bit more traditional in that leg work, but I want you to walk down to your forearms after Balas are on, after that child's pose. And I want you to extend your left leg to start. Left leg is what's going to be moving here. Go ahead and point through that toe for me. You're lifting that leg up nice and high. And now from here, take that right hand to your left elbow and then lift that left hand up, opening up your hips, building on what we did Tuesday here. I want you to start with just little pulses right at the top. Both of your legs are going to get warm here because your right leg is stabilizing. You should be able to wiggle and lift that left arm up without falling. You're going to feel that balance. So I'm fine with you keeping that hand down just to protect all that work. So think to yourself as you're squeezing that left leg, it's right in that bottom pocket of your butt cheek where you're squeezing from, and then you're staying lifted in your obliques. You have 10 more pulses here, 9. It's tiny, but if you think about the contraction happening, the squeeze in that right glute, you should be getting nice and warm. 5 seconds right here. 4, we're gonna bring that knee in to tap that top of that arm right where your tricep is. In 2, hold for me here on 1. You're going to bring that knee in, tap the top of that arm, full extension squeeze. Bring that knee and tap the top of that arm, full extension and squeeze. So I need you to take your time here. Think about that range of motion. You're contracting, squeezing your glute as you reach towards that opposite wall. Then you bring that knee in and you're crunching almost like you're using that oblique, rounding through that spine. 8 seconds here, 7, good, 6 and 5, keep moving, go 4 and 3, try to get that leg all the way up there, 2, now hold it back on 1, I need 3 pulses, 2 pulses, 1 more, bring that knee in and then full extension. You should be getting warm right here. So it's 3 pulses when that leg is extended. You drive that knee in to meet elbow, the forearm, the top of your arm. I want leg coming parallel. So don't let it dip down like it's rounding. It stays lifted. Keep squeezing your right cheek for me. 15 seconds right here. You have this. Breathe through it. Let me see everyone's form. Those 3 pulses are tiny, but they're controlled. And then you tap that top of that arm. You're going to hold that leg long and strong in 3, in 2, hold that leg long and strong for me. Bring that top hand up right here. I want elbow wide, press into that mat. You're going to feel a little shaky. Squeeze both glutes. You have a 10-second hold. Let's get that light doesn't turn off. 9 and 8. We're going to come back through center in 7. In 6, we've got 5 seconds here. 4 and 3. Final 2. That left hand comes down. You're going to walk yourself through center. Walk those hands up. Give me a cat-cow stretch in between sides. Know that it's only 3 changes. You're going right back to that other side. Walk down to your forearms for me. Bring that left hand to your right elbow. Right hand comes up. Full extension of that right leg. As you lift it up, your hips are opening up. So if you were trying to keep them closed on this side, apologies for that cue, but I want your hips almost opening to that side. Try not to lean too far into this left side. And now we start to pulse. Now you're on your dominant side for most of you. I need you to think about that corner pocket of your butt. So that lower right part is where you're squeezing from. Your toe doesn't lead anything. Again, this right arm could be lifted because you've got such great form right here that you're not pressing into it to help you with that balance. I need you to think, really squeeze from that glute. Get that nice warm sensation happening. Contract that muscle. You've got 5 more here. 4 more and that leg starts to move. 3, keep moving. 2 on 1, bring that bring that knee in toward your elbow, full extension in that squeeze. Every time that knee comes in, it's almost like you're contracting into your oblique and then you fully extend and squeeze that leg, arms, whatever it is that we're working right now. 10 seconds here before you put it together. Know that that leg is staying lifted this entire time. So it's almost like you're in that micro movement and you want to drop that leg down, but you're not going to do it. Let's add those 3 pulses in and combine it. So it's 3 pulses up now when you extend that leg, then drive that knee into that tricep before you find that full extension. Now know that you need to stay lifted in that shoulder that's down. You're going to want to start to collapse. Keep everything lifted. Let your core help you through this. 15 seconds right here before we go into that hold. Don't feel like you need to rush it. Keep lifting that leg up nice and high. Make sure those 3 pulses is that big squeeze, squeeze, squeeze before you drive it back in. Give me 3 more pulses and then I want you to hold in 3, in 2, freeze, take that top arm. Can you put it behind your head for me? Keep elbow nice and wide here. I need you to think about hips lifting. Now you squeeze your butt with everything that you have. Yep, you've got this. Really big hold. You're going to get shaky right here. You're going to come through center for me after this. You have 8, 7. Keep squeezing that butt as tight as you can for 5. Good. For 4, for 3 and 2. Bring that right hand down. Bring that right knee down. Come into that all 4 position. You're going to drop belly button down. Lift belly button up. Don't take the sip of water just yet. You've got 1 more change. I'm going to cue you through it. Don't worry about where your computers are. I want you to walk right foot back, left foot back. You're going to walk your right foot in, left foot in. You're going to stand and you're going to give me that squat. You have a minute of bar burpees right here. There's no push up at the bottom. You are standing with control. You squat down, you drop your hands. If you want to add your push up in, you can, but you have a push up series coming after this. So protect those shoulders if you know it's going to be too much for you. This is your way to get your heart rate up for a second. 30 seconds to go right here. Take your time. I'm not rushing you for a reason. I want a really beautiful squat, and then you drop your hands down, you walk your feet back, you walk them back in, opening your hips, and then you stand up with control. So every time you walk back into that plank, you find that form, then you walk your feet in, you stand, and then you find that squat as you drop back, and then you can either jump or walk those feet back. Give me 10 seconds right here. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Meet me in a plank in 8, in 7, 6, and 5. You're in a plank in 4, 3, 2, find your plank. I know your heart rate's up. Open your feet and give me controlled shoulder taps before you rest. Controlled shoulder taps. This was that moment where you got to get your heart rate up. Full body is working. You should feel nice and shaky. If there wasn't sweat happening before, there will be now. Take a big inhale, take that big exhale. I need 15 seconds left before you're in a child's pose. Big inhale, big exhale. Keep tapping those arms, tapping those shoulders. Keep your hips as still as possible. Don't let them move. Go 5, 4 in a child's pose, 3 and a child's pose, 2 and a child's pose, 1 and you rest. Everybody press back. Hips come back towards those heels, hands reach to the front. Perfect. Everything should be nice and warm right now. Big inhale here for me. Big exhale. Everyone's going to come back onto their bottoms, and you're going to bring those feet flat on your mat. Lower all the way down. We're going to switch it up, but you're going back to your abs here. Hands come behind your head. Take a big inhale. You're going to lift up into your crunch. You're going to reach for your heels. You're going to give me a heel tap on each side. You come back through center. Hands come behind your head, lower down. So you're going right into that combo movement, except where you were in a 2 count before. You're singling it out in the crunch, but I want you to think you're right back where you started class, and now you're warm. So can you come up 1 inch higher? Think to yourself, hands can stay behind your head, and then you can reach for that crunch. Just keep those hands there to get into that nice high position. Then you can reach up, and then give me a tap on each side. Yes. Big inhale here. So exhale, lift up with control. Reach for those heels, tapping left side and that right side, and then coming back into it. Good. Big inhale, big exhale here for me. What I want you to think about as you're in this movement is, can you come up 1 inch higher? Can you reach 1 inch further? You're out of these in 10 seconds. So don't feel like you're flying through it. You're using that control, but you've also got a little sense of urgency there. In 5 seconds, you're laying all the way down. In 4, in 3, final 2, lay all the way down for me. Reach those hands up towards that ceiling. Take a big inhale. Now reach hands all the way up. Float legs to tabletop here. You're going to give me that dead bug on each side, and then hands come behind your head. 4 bicycles. 4, 3, 2, 1, back to center. Hands reach up towards that ceiling. So notice here, again, you went right to that second combo movement. So you had that dead bug into those 4 bicycles. Take your time as you ease back into it. Big inhale to lift up. 4 bicycles. So you tap, 2, 3, 4. Come back to center, reset, lift hands up, and give me that dead bug on each side. Slow, but again, that sense of urgency. So the 2 movements that we built in the beginning of class, you're just jumping right into them right here. You have 15 seconds left. In the dead bug, that is your moment where if you need to lower head, neck, and shoulders and reset before your bicycle, lift back up and reset. Then give me those 4 taps. 1 change left here. 5 seconds, knees come into your chest for me. You're setting yourself up for that hollow body hold in 4, in 3, final 2, wherever you are, knees come into your chest, lower head, neck, and shoulder. I need the full 15 seconds in your hollow body hold, no cheating. Take a big inhale, lift up into the tightest little ball that you can. Extend that right leg, extend that left leg. You are reaching your hands towards your ankles, or you're reaching your hands behind your head. Relax your shoulders, pull belly button in towards that spine. Only 8 and 7. Yes, 6 and 5. That was the quickest room transition I've ever seen. 5 and 4, final 3, 2, 1, rest. Knees come into your chest. Really nice work. When you're ready, rock yourself up. Option to take a sip of water. We're going into a cat-cow stretch. We're going to get ready to stand. Drop belly button down, and then press that mat away from me. Nice job. Drop that belly button down. Perfect. And then press that mat away. Find your neutral spine, tuck your toes, lift those hips, start walking your feet into your hands, hands into your feet. Please take your time as you start to roll up to the top of that spine, rolling up to standing, and then we are going to get ourselves up to the top for that last little bit of work. Take a big inhale here for me as you meet me standing. I'm gonna go into a little bit of leg work here. My friends, you have light bands and you wanna add them in, extra challenge is fine. A light to medium band, light to medium, it's gonna go right around your shins. If you wanna really level up right now, one around your shins, one around your knees. We're fine with body weight, I just wanna cue it for those of you who have the option. From here, I want you to take about a half squat for me. Half squat, so you're not in a full squat. Take that half squat, right foot only moves. You step out, in, step out and in. If you do not have the band, you better pick up your pace. Out and in, tap out and in. All your weight in that left leg, out, in, out and in. For 10, we switch sides in 9 and 8. Keep moving, go 7 and 6. You got 5 and 4. In 3, keep stepping, go 2. Last one right here, switch sides, shift your weight into your right leg, keep going. Out, in, out, in. You can even run those arms if you need to, but all of that weight is in that right leg, out and in, out, in. Don't stand, we're going out, out, in after this. I don't care what you think you look like, burn out those legs. 5 and 4, keep tapping. 3, tap, 2, tap, 1, tap, meet me center. You're gonna drop back into that half squat. It's out, out, in, step out, in, out, in, out, in. As you are moving, yes, Em, I didn't know you had bands too. You are using that sense of urgency. Sink into it just a little bit for me so that when you're stepping, you are firing up. 10, 9, 8, you've got this. 7 and 6, body weight squats, leave your bands where they are. And 5, 4, good, 3, 2, 1, everyone stands, walk your feet out a couple inches, heels in, toes out. You sink down into your squat, lift and squeeze. Sink down into your squat, lift and squeeze. Here's where heart rate starts to come up again. Body weight squat for me. Here's what I need you to think about. Inhale, lower, exhale, squeeze. Nobody break. Get down there in your squats. Are we holding at the top? Everyone's moving right here. Lower down, lift and squeeze. Lower down, lift and squeeze. 15 seconds in your first rest. We go through it again. Keep going. Down and lift. Down and lift. There's that sense of urgency. Lower and lift. 5, 4 more. Get in it. Get it in. 3. Beautiful. 2. Last one. Stand, rest. Give those legs a nice little punch. Give those legs a little punch. Don't take that band off. Leave them right where they are. Little bit of a difference. Instead of out to the side, you're going to the back corner as if there was that square box. Back corner for me. I'll cue you as we keep going. Last time through, find that little half squat. Yes, that little squat. Here we go. Right side first. Tap back corner in. Back corner in. I like to pretend I'm running somewhere. Out, in, out, in. You're not going to move as far if you have that band. It's out, in. Find that burn in that left leg. Out, in. Go for 10 and 9. Step it up right here. Go 8, in. 7, in. Final 6. We have it. 5 and 4. Last 3. It's out, in. 2, in. Last one. Switch sides. Left leg. Out, out. Keep pressing. Just press. Walk it out and in. Walk it out and in. You have this. Let your heart rate come up right here. I know that you can. I know that you can. I've seen you all do it. 10 and 9. Out and in. Out and in. Yes, nice. 5, 4. Body weight squats with a heel lift in 3, in 2. Last one. Body weight squat with a heel lift. All the way down, lift and squeeze. If I'm going too fast, slow it down. Find your body weight squat in that slower pace, but I know I've got some folks who want that cardio. So this is where you can get that heart rate back up before we slow it down, take bands off and go into those arms. Lower lift, squeeze, lower lift and squeeze. I need 15 solid seconds left from you, and then you're gonna take a rest. You can do this. Big inhale, big exhale, sink and lift. All the way down, lift. Give me 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5. Final 4, 3, 2, rest. Whew, water. Everyone take a sip of water. Bands come off. Set bands to the side for me. We're going into our arms. Grab your 2s, grab your 3s. If your balls are still on, take them off, take the break. Come into that last little bit of work anyway. Feet come underneath of you. I want you to have your 2s or your 3s in your hands. Again, building on what we were doing on Tuesday. Take your hands for me. Palms face your quads. You're going to draw that upside down U. So you're going to bring yourself up to that shoulder height, open arms out to the side. I want you to get rid of really any pauses. Make it a fluid movement. So you're just circling to that front raise, right out to that lateral raise. Can you give me a soft bend in your knees? Hold on to those weights and just circle. Can you use your abs? Contract every time you lift, and then you bring those weights back to center. So it's just that upside down smiley face that you're giving me. So as you're reaching those hands towards me, think about your shoulders relaxing. You open up into that nice T, and then you come into that front raise. Everyone is breathing. A little bit of a sense of urgency here as well, because you're not taking any rest. I want to really sculpt out those shoulders. 10 seconds here. 9. You're going to reach those arms to me in 8 and 7, 6 and 5. Keep reaching. 4 and 3. Final 2. Meet me in that front raise hold. Front raise hold. Now take a big inhale. Are you using your abs? Can you contract your tummy, soften the bend in your knees? Start drawing little tiny circles right here. We're not tracing anything bigger than an apple or an orange. So really control the movement happening, and think to yourself, as those arms are circling in, you're sinking into those knees, pulling those belly buttons towards your spine. Go ahead and reverse that circle. Tiny and controlled. Tiny and controlled. I need you reaching as long and strong in those arms as you can. Feel everything happening in your shoulders, but because you're squeezing so tight, your tricep is going to turn on right here. Also, you've got 8 and 7. Keep moving. 6 and 5. The 4 and 3 and a hold. 2 and a hold. 1. Freeze. Down an inch and up an inch. I know you want to drop those arms. Don't you dare do it. Down an inch and up an inch. Final 15 seconds before I give you a tiny break. They drop to your side. We're going into your triceps. Breathe. 8, 7, 6. I love it. We all do the wiggle. I'm like, yes. 5, 4. Good. 3, 2, 1. Arms come down to your side. Palms face in. Drive them down to your knees. Pull those elbows up. Hit those tricep extensions with control. Bend and extend. Yes. Bend. Big extension. I want you to squeeze those triceps like your life depends on it. Do not let those elbows drop. They look so good on Tuesday. Keep elbows lifted. Full extension, bend and squeeze. Full extension. You have it. You're going to leave those arms up. It's an isometric hold in 5, 4. Breathe. Watch your next. 3. Don't clench those jaws. 2. Everybody up and hold. Up and hold. Up and hold. No movement. Take your breath right here. Think to yourself, can I squeeze that tricep? Can I plug belly button in? Knees stay bent. You're back in those tricep extensions in 5, in 4. Yes, you can. 3 and 2. Back to your extensions. Bend those elbows, extend, squeeze. Bend those elbows, extend, squeeze. Look about 3 feet out in front of you and keep working for me. 10 seconds, you're back in that hold. I know you can do this. 9 and 8. You've got it. 7 and 6 right here. It's 5 and a hold, 4 and a hold, 3. Back to your hold, freeze. Now turn those palms towards the ceiling. Lift, hold. I want you to take a big inhale as your feet are just gripping that mat. Your knees are bent. Your belly button is pulled in, your shoulders are relaxed. Relax them and breathe, 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 breathe. Don't clench those jaws. 5 seconds right here. 4 seconds, you stand up nice and tall. And 3, in 2, drop those arms down, stand up nice and tall. From here, you're going to start circling opposite direction. So I want you lifting up, and now you're drawing that U. So you're lowering arms down, lift and squeeze into that T, lowering arms down, lift and squeeze. So before we were in that upside down motion, and now we're just lifting, lowering, lifting and lowering. You have 1 hold in that T left as we get ready to finish it up. 3 minutes left right here. So everyone is breathing for me. What I want you to think about is if you're just whipping those arms, you're gonna be like, what are we doing? I need you to bend those knees, contract, reach. Contract those abs, exhale, reach. think to yourself as you're squeezing those abs, you're working shoulder and that tricep. So you're going to open your arms out to the side in 10 seconds and you're not going to drop them until I tell you to. 8 and 7, final 6, big T right here in 5, 4, 3, and 2. Reach those arms, hold. Go right into your calf raises, slow and controlled. I want you reaching those arms, squeeze your triceps, and then relax your shoulders. You're right in that nice calf raise. Weight is in your first 3 toes. You're not going to bring your pinky toes into this. You're going to think about, can I contract my abs, squeeze my butt, squeeze those calves, get those arms up, because you're at 10 seconds. You're going to be mad if you don't leave them there. 10 seconds to go. I know that you have this. Keep reaching. 9, 8, good. 7 and 6. You have 5, 4, good. 3, arms come down to your side. Stay in that calf raise. And 2, arms come down. Bring them either into prayer for me or leave them down at your side. Stay in your calf raise though. Stay in your calf raise. You still have 15 seconds left in that raise. Shoulders get a break. You're coming down to that finish line. I need you to breathe for me. Final 8, you drop weights in 7. Final set of bar burpees with your push-up in 5, in 4, final 3 and 2. Drop your weights down for me. Drop those weights down. Meet me at the top of your mat. Heels turned in, toes turned out. You're going to come to the bottom of that squat. You're going to hold for 2 counts. You drop your hands down. You walk back for 2. You give me that nice strong push up, and then you walk your feet back in and lift. I want a 2 count hold at the bottom of your squat before you walk your feet back. You have less than a minute just so you know where you are. You finish in that forearm hold. I need you to give me another 30 seconds right here. I want the 2 count hold at the bottom of your squat. Open knees up, feel shoulders nice and proud. Walk back. 2 count push up. Do not cheat the push up here. Only 15 seconds left, and then you're in that forearm plank hold. You're going to finish your forearm plank hold without me. We'll let it cut off, and you'll go into your child's pose. Breathe. You have this. Everybody meet me in that forearm plank in 5, 4, 3, 2, find your forearm plank. Do not drop your knees because I'm going to cut off in about 15 seconds and I want you to feel really strong. Zip up those inner thighs. Press that mat away from you. Pull your elbows towards your toes. Know how hard you work today. Big inhale, exhale. Find your stretch at the end of this. Make sure you give me a solid 10 more seconds left. You're there. 10, 9,